everyone, it's Annie and I am back with another Sapphic reading vlog. Finally, I think the last one I did was in July, so it's been way too long. This is a spooky Sapphic reading vlog. So yes, just like last year, I'm reading 3 spooky Sapphic books. This vlog happens to be all YA. So they're all YA. First, there is one of my most anticipated releases of this year, which is These Fleeting Shadows, which has been described as The Haunting of Hill House x Knives Out, about this girl and her family who are estranged from their relatives, except they get invited back when their grandfather dies and find out that the haunted house that has been in their family for generations has been left to them inexplicably. So she has to figure out what is going on and what is this mystery. So I'm very excited about that. And I will also be reading The River Has Teeth by Erica Waters, which is going to be my first Erica Waters. Very, very excited about this. This is like Southern Gothic, witchy vibes. The main character, it's dual POV. The main character's sister is missing and she has to figure that out. And one of these suspects is like this local witch girl, but they might team up to solve the mystery. So I'm very, very excited about this. And look at this cover, it's just gorgeous, peak vibes. And then we have another new-ish release. It was released in February of this year, which is Extasia by the same author as Saw Kill Girls, Claire Legrand. I have heard kind of not so great things about this, but it kind of fits what I like. It's this Puritan-esque group of like super religious people who are sexist, and it follows this girl who is basically fighting against them. That's all I know about it. The cover is really cool and atmospheric, so I am going to start with These Fleeting Shadows, and I'm also going to take you with me to a concert, so let's go. So I'm here with the 50% update for These Fleeting Shadows. I don't know, I'm kind of conflicted. First of all, adorable little pumpkin earrings for the season. Anyway, I don't know. This book, I knew it was YA going into it. I like YA. I mean, that's not a problem. But it just feels like it's not subtle enough, and I know that makes me sound like a snob, but if it's a horror book and it's compared to The Haunting of Hill House, it's just not giving the same vibes. Like, there's a lot of scary stuff going on and mysteries and like creepiness, but it's like the author is just telling us that it's happening instead of me actually being creeped out and like feeling that it's happening. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not giving me a creepy feeling. There's just something missing and it's not creepy. I don't know. Like, the main character is going around trying to solve this mystery and I just don't care about it. I feel like if you have a haunted house, first of all, there has to be like some kind of, I don't know, like creepiness going on where like the people in the house are like very unwilling to talk about the house's haunting or like the weirdness of the house, but they just like say it outright. They discuss it like over dinner, and it's like, I don't know, something is just not working for me. I mean, it's not a bad book at all. Right now, it's probably about a 4-star. I mean, it's enjoyable. It's just not giving me creepy vibes at all. I do like the love interest, Bryony. She's the groundskeeper witch, which is cool. I like them, but again, I don't know. I mean, I really like Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor, and like this does have, like, it's the same genre, so I do like this, but I just wish it was actually more creepy and more horror instead of like a mystery. So we'll see. I'll be back with an update soon. Alright, so These Fleeting Shadows, no, it's not good. I'm rating it a 3. It started out as a 4, then went to 3.5, and then by the end it was a 3 because I was just so done with all the characters. The big thing about this book is that there's a twist about 70%, 75% of the way through, and it could be interesting, but the way it was handled was just not good. And after the twist was revealed, it just felt like nothing happened. I mean, things happened, but it just wasn't interesting to me because the twist had already been revealed. I did not, like I said, I did not like how the characters handled it at all, especially the mother and daughter relationship. It just did not make any sense to me, did not work for me. One complaint that I've seen people talk about with this book is that the love between Bryony and the main character, Helen, it felt very insta-lovey. However, I will counter that by saying that it's not insta-lovey because the whole book takes place over the span of 1 year, but it feels insta-lovey because, like, it doesn't feel like it takes place over 1 year. It feels like it takes place over, like, 2 months at the most. Something about the pacing is very, very off. I don't know if that could have been counteracted by something as easy as putting the dates on each chapter. I'm not sure, but something about it feels really off to me. So that is probably why their relationship feels very insta-lovey. I liked their relationship. I don't think it was probably the best part of the book, because without that, I just probably wouldn't have even finished it. Yeah, I mean, I could have lived my life very happily without reading this book, so it is a little bit disappointing because this was one of my most anticipated releases of this year, but it's okay. You know, it's a 3, it's not horrible, because I really enjoyed the first half of the book, but the second half just kind of was a letdown. So if you want to read it, go for it. If you're a fan of Haunting of Hill House or Bly Manor, you probably will enjoy it, probably even more than I did, even though I am a big fan of those shows. Just, you know, I don't know how you'll like the twist or the second half of the book, but some people really love this. I've seen many 5-star reviews, so definitely check those out if you're interested. So next, I don't know what I'm reading, but I'll come back with an update soon. So I'm here to update you. I started The River Has Teeth, or This River Has Teeth by Erica Waters. I wanted to update you now because I have some things to tell you. First of all, I really enjoyed the book. We have 2 POV characters. We have Della, whose family has been practicing magic in what's called the Bend, the area they live in by this river, for generations. And then we have Natasha, whose sister has gone missing. They're kind of new to the area, and her sister has gone missing. Nobody knows what happened to her, but she thinks she knows. So she enlists Della for help. And that's where I've stopped for now. They met each other in like the first chapter, I think, but they just teamed up to go find her sister. So I'm really interested. I love the vibes of this. It's very Southern Gothic. I really like the audiobook, which is what I'm listening to, because the narrator has like a Southern accent. I don't know if they're putting it on or whatever, but I think it really adds to the vibe. Very creepy vibes, definitely dark, and like keeps me questioning, because I have a feeling there's a red herring going on right at the moment, but I'm excited to see where the story goes. So when I get home, you guys just saw me at a book sale, so I have a lot of books to show you, and I also bought a plant, and I want to show you that, so I'll show you all that in a bit. Okay, so I am home, and I got a lot of books. At the book sale, we were able to fill a tote bag for $5. So I got American Panda, which is a YA book, The Divines, which I've heard bad things about, but it seemed interesting. Same thing with The Cartographers. I've heard bad things, but it seems really interesting, and it was on my radar. Don't look at these. I'm gonna do a book haul. Okay, these are the ones that I got. The Tsar of Love and Techno, I heard from Book Olive's channel, and it was a discard from the library. Actually, that's why it has this sticker where the sale was held, so I'm really excited about this, and this cover is just really cool too. I got The Shadows, The Sundown Motel, The Office of Historical Corrections, and The Shadow of the Wind. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books for $5, and I will go through all of these as a book haul in another video, but wait, I have my plant. So this is the plant I got. It is an Alocasia Black Velvet. Don't mind these are old leaves. They told me it would do this because it is growing a new leaf right there in the middle. So it feels like velvet. I love it's like dark green / black leaves, and I have heard their alocasias are a little bit temperamental, but I really want to be a good plant parent for this guy. Hello, so I'm here because I just finished The River Has Teeth. Also, look at my egg-cap mushroom earrings, which I'm obsessed with. So yeah, I finished The River Has Teeth. I really liked it. It was great. I think I'm rating it a 4.5. There were just a little tiny bit of complaints that I had that like didn't make it perfect for me personally, but I really enjoyed it. I loved how angry these girls were. It was great. So as I said, there is 2 points of views. We have Natasha and Della, and Della is kind of grappling with the fact that her mother, her family is a family of witches, and her mother kind of turned herself into this monster called the River Siren, and all of these girls keep going missing in their town, and Della believes that her mother is the one responsible. But, you know, obviously she's conflicted because she loves her mother and she doesn't want anything to happen to her, but she also doesn't want these girls to die. And Natasha's older sister, Rochelle, is one of those missing girls. So there is the conflict. I really thought that their relationship, of course this is Sapphic, I really thought that Della and Natasha's relationship was done super well. It was very complex because of course there's a lot of complex feelings going on between them, and a lot of grief as well, but I thought it was really well done, and I just love both of them. They felt like two different people, which is so important when you have a 2 POV book, especially if it's a romance, especially a Sapphic romance. I just feel like a lot of people have a hard time making them different enough, and these two girls felt very, very different from each other. They both felt like very real. I loved them. Like I said, they were both so angry and it's just so great. Natasha, like, she really said all men. Like, she went there and she's right. And I think it was just great. I loved the message of this book. I think I was actually surprised the reveal at the end, which obviously I won't tell you. I did not guess it until like right before it happened, so I was actually quite surprised. So I really recommend this book. I don't think it gets enough hype. I don't think Erica Waters gets enough hype in general, but I really want to read her other books now. I actually own Ghostwood Song, and I believe it's called The Restless Dark is her third novel, and it's coming out, I think, the first week of October. So I'm definitely going to read that because that one just sounds absolutely amazing. And I love how Erica Waters writes her characters. She gets the vibe so well. This book had such amazing witchy Southern Gothic and just scary, mysterious vibes. It was so good. So I highly recommend it. And now I'm going to start Extasia by Claire Legrand. Now, I'm a little bit nervous because this book has not gotten such great ratings. It was just released this year, I believe in winter, and it hasn't gotten that great reviews, but first of all, the cover looks great. The synopsis, it kind of reminds me of Slewfoot because there's like this girl in a Puritans-esque society, weird religious cult thing, and feminism and Sapphic, so I think it sounds like something I'd like, so we shall see. Hello, so I am 60% or 59% of the way through Extasia. I am listening to the audiobook, and I have to say I don't really recommend it. The narrator is fine, but the volume fluctuates way too much. Like, one time she is whispering and like I have to turn it up, and then she like suddenly is yelling and it's so loud, and I don't know what the sound mixing is doing, but I kind of wish I had a physical book, which is not normally like me. So I'm trying not to let that hurt my opinion of the book at all. The book itself is interesting. It's definitely, what is the sun doing? It's definitely in the same vein as Slewfoot, as The Year of the Witching, except instead of being set in the past, it's set in a neo-Puritan cult. So this is actually after an apocalypse, so it's in the future, and these people believe that like because of basically women's sins, the world was destroyed by God and they're the only ones left. And so they're now like this Puritan cult that hurts women. It's interesting. It's definitely like, I like the rage in it. The women's rage, I really enjoy that. I'm not really getting any, like, I thought it would be more sapphic than it was, let's just say. And there's a lot of things going on. So I'm having a little bit of trouble meshing everything together, but I'm almost done, and it is interesting. Like, I definitely want to know what's going to happen. I like the main character, and I just don't think certain things make sense. Like, there's a lot of things going on, and maybe some things could have been cut to flesh out the other things a little bit more, so it's not so busy, but I definitely like it so far. I will say that it's extremely different from Sawkill Girls, so if you're going into this thinking you're gonna get another Sawkill Girls, it's definitely extremely different. In my opinion, the characters of Sawkill Girls were way stronger. Like, they were just better done. Maybe it's because there are more characters in this book, so it's more difficult to give them enough time that they need. That's just how I feel right now. So we'll see how I feel at the end. Hello! So I'm here with the final update of this vlog. I finished Extasia. I gave it 3 stars. It was a little bit of a mess at the end. I really liked the whole idea of it. The idea was there. I really like, as I've mentioned before, kind of the puritanical culty vibes with like really angry women. I love that. I loved that it was Sapphic. I mean, that was great. I know in my first update I was like, where is that? But like right after I filmed that, yeah, it showed up in a big way. So that was cool. And the setting was really evocative. The writing was really nice, but I just didn't feel connected to the characters that much, especially knowing what Claire Legrand can do with Saw Kill Girls. I didn't feel as connected as I did in that one. It just, it wasn't bad. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I read it, but it is a 3-star for me. There were just like, especially the fact that it was in the future instead of in the past. It could have been a really cool idea. Like, it's a post-apocalyptic world, and I just think that didn't... It felt a little bit disconnected from the plot, because you don't really learn that until about 2/3 or even more through the book. So I either feel like that should have been a bigger part of the book, or just not at all. Or like, maybe even you didn't know until the very end, and then there's a sequel all about it, instead of just having all of that stuff about being in the future and post-apocalyptic all crammed in at the end, because it didn't really get enough development for me. It just felt a little bit rushed. But yeah, I don't think it's, bad. I know it has a lot of bad reviews, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's really well done. I loved how angry these girls were. That was really, really fun for me. If you like A River Has Teeth, it does have that same kind of angry girl vibe. So I do recommend it. So that is it for this spooky Sapphic reading vlog. It's been a minute since the last Sapphic reading vlog, so thank you so much for waiting, and thank you for joining me this time. And if you like my channel, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!